All right, man. Yo, you seen this man in a lot of spaces and places, and right now he's back in that literary vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, one time for Bakari Sellers.
Good morning. Good morning.
What's going on, my G?
I was listening to that conversation, man. Y'all had me rolling over here. Y'all better stay out of your woman's phone, man. You're going to be eating butter pecan ice cream in the corner.
That must have happened to you before.
Yeah, that was too specific of an ice cream choice.
You ever been caught out there?
No, man. Listen, man. You got to learn to love and trust. You can't love and trust, it ain't worth it.
Exactly. Come on, my guy, Bakari.
That sounds like an incredible attorney on the phone right there.
Well, yo, you tapping in with us at a great time, man. We just peeped that the John L. Lewis Voting Rights Act was blocked in the Senate, man. What does this mean for everybody trying to vote fair and square?
I mean, it means that we're still having this fight. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's the same thing our fathers and grandfathers were fighting for. And, my hope is that my kids who are 3 years old, my twins who are 3, they just turned 3 in January 7th. Hopefully they won't be fighting the same fight we're fighting now. And it all boils down to Manchin and Sinema, the United States senators from Arizona and West Virginia. And King said it best, the white moderate is a greater impediment to our freedom and justice than, the KKK or white citizens counselor, because they want to preserve order over justice. And these individuals want to preserve the filibuster over letting us vote freely and fairly. And we need to keep that in mind.
Recently, I don't know if you saw it, but did you see Mitch McConnell make the comment that African Americans are voting at the same rate as Americans? Like, do you think that was a slip up, or do you think that was just, he said what he was supposed to keep quiet out loud?
Man, they always say the quiet part out loud. I mean, if this is your first time getting mad at Mitch McConnell or understanding who he is, and you haven't been paying attention. But, at the end of the day, it ain't Mitch McConnell who's keeping us from having clean water and climate change. It ain't Mitch McConnell who's keeping us from having voting rights. It ain't Mitch McConnell who's keeping us from having civil rights or criminal justice reform. I mean, it's Manchin and Sinema. It's people on our own team. LeBron James is going through this right now with Russell Westbrook. When you got somebody on your own team they're just throwing bricks off the corner of the glass and not even playing well and not even trying to be on your team, then, it is what it is, and we have to deal with that first and foremost.
Now, I see that Jay-Z, Meek Mill, and I believe Kelly Rowland, they have this act that they are trying to put together for New York, and that is so that you cannot use rap lyrics against an artist in the court of law, because a lot of artists have been arrested off of things that they've said in their music. Do you feel like they'll be able to get this passed?
Well, I mean, this is a tough one because, a lot of times, you have people who are arrested, and I've actually had this, not with rappers of great notoriety, but, some local rappers who I represent who have been arrested, and then they go back and look at their lyrics, and in their lyrics admit to different crimes, et cetera. And so you have that. Sometimes you have, like, fundamental misunderstandings, though.
Mm-hmm.
Best example I can give you is I Shot the Sheriff. I mean, he didn't mean that he really shot the sheriff. It was just a good country tune, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those type of things, a lot of times when white folk misunderstand our colloquialism or don't understand our culture, then they go and try to use that against us in a court of law, and we are not necessarily meaning that. But if you out there talking about how many bodies you got and how many people you shot, and I shot somebody on 9th and, in Wyndham, and there's a body on 9th and Wyndham, and I shot him 8 times, once in the head for looking at me wrong, and he was shot in the head cross-eyed, then
you're like, come on now.
Bars.
Yeah. Bars, right? Yeah, bars.
Yeah, I was about to say, that was just as specific as the butter pecan ice cream.
Now, Bakari Sellers is being investigated.
No, man. You gotta understand how to get rid of. Never mind. So this is
Well, we do want to switch it up a little bit and talk about your first children's book. Who are your people? We've been seeing you make your rounds. What made you dive into the children's book world?
When you have children and you begin to go out and get books, you find yourself looking at all these different TV shows, et cetera. I realized there weren't a lot of images on pages or on TV screens that looked like my babies. You have blue and purple people, and, respectfully to those authors, I was tired of seeing that. I wanted them to be able to see themselves in the imagery. It's a lot like Encanto. I don't know if y'all seen that movie, but it's a really dope movie.
It is a good movie.
I love that movie, man. We don't talk about Bruno,
man.
though.
Exactly. It's the culture, and you can see the culture. You can see the curly hair. You can hear the songs, and it's like see the food, et cetera. And who are your people? Because down south, that's the first question you get asked when you introduce yourself. People are like, who are your people? And I wanted people to understand that, and I wanted young people particularly to know that we come from a rich culture where our people are strong, and where they lift you up and where they protect you and where they've gone through so much to overcome. And we put those images in the pages, and I'm thankful for everyone who's gone out and got it.
Big ups to them. Now, your twins, Sade and Stokely, I imagine they were probably your test subjects when you're reading the book back to them. How did they react to the book?
It's crazy because, like, their images are the illustrations in the book.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, so, I mean, it still ain't their favorite book, though. I mean, if we keep it at 100, I mean, they got a word book and a number book they like way more than this book. But they'll point at it, and we'll read it every now and then, but it ain't their favorite. Maybe they need to be 4.
When they get older and want them royalties, it's going to be their favorite book then.
Royalties? No, their royalties are living in this house.
Nobody said nothing about that, right, Bakari?
Yeah, they need a better lawyer. That's what they need.
Forward by Gucci Mane. Yo, man, well, congratulations on everything you got going on, all the things you continue to do. If people want to support the book, buy it, where can they go get it at?
Man, you can go to any independent bookstore. You can go to Amazon right now. If you're sitting at your desk, just click on Amazon. It'll be there in 3-4 days. Barnes & Noble, anywhere books are sold, just pick it up. It's a great, Black History Month. If you ain't got no kids, get it for those folk in the church, those young people. I mean, we have to begin to share our stories and control our narrative.
That's right.
Indeed it is, man. The book is called Who Are Your People? The author is Bakari Sellers. Thank you so much for pulling up, my brother.
Man, thank y'all. Y'all be easy, man.
Much love to you, black man.
We are the Morning Hustle.